Good evening and welcome inside the Collins Arena as we get set for another edition of Brookdale Jersey Blues basketball. I'm Brian Goudswood along with Tim Catalfamo as Brookdale gets set to play the Camden Cougars tonight, and the women will get us started in the first of our doubleheader. And Tim, strong game last week, 1 week ago today, as Brookdale knocked off Bergen Community, and a lot of key players playing a big part in that game.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Brookdale really across the board have a very, very strong offense and really, really strong on the rebounding side. You saw players like Shakasha Andrews really do a nice job. In fact, I think she was the highest scorer out of all the Brookdale Jersey Blues last week against Bergen. They have not played a game since, but I'm looking forward to what they're going to have tonight against a very tough Camden team.
And Camden comes in with a record of 1-1. They last played last Thursday. A number of key players Brookdale's going to have to key in on defensively, but you have to start with Lane Olson for the Cougars.
Yeah, she's definitely going to be someone you're going to have to watch an eye on. We were talking to the Camden coach ahead of time, and he told us, listen, we have to be very, very good tonight because the Brookdale team is extremely strong, is an extremely talented team, and like I said, they'll have to keep an eye on that all night long.
And there we take a look at the Camden County College roster. As we'll give you the starting five on the floor for the Cougars. It'll be Asia Alba, Lane Olson, Taina Rivera, along with Shania Allen and Dejane Balance. And there is the Brookdale roster, and we'll see them coming up in the second game of our doubleheader, as that's a look at the men's roster. And Camden controls the opening tip. We're underway here at the Collins Arena. And the officials for tonight's game, Nate Santana as the first shot misses, Mew Piro and Tyrone Malcolm. So here come the Jersey Blues on their opening possession of the night. Starting lineup, Brianna Moore, Chakasha Andrews, Hermione Bankel, Talia Terrell, and Gianna Erico. Right now in the hands of Moore, tries to slip it inside for Erico. Now back out for Talia Terrell. Erico got good position, but the shot comes up short. And back the other way come the Cougars.
And that was a nice rebound by Shania Allen. One of the things that Coach Ritano talked about during pregame was that the team has to rebound better. Nice job boxing out there by Allen.
And here is a shot in the paint off the mark by Shania Allen, and the rebound claimed by Hermione Bankel. She takes it across the half-court line for the Jersey Blues. Tried to find Erico inside, but the Blues end up turning it over.
And that's just an unfortunate miscommunication error. Bankel had a lot of momentum. She was driving inside. I don't know why she got rid of the ball, though. She had nice position, but miscommunication error. Unfortunate turnover there for Brookdale.
Now in the corner with it is Taina Rivera. She gets surrounded by Brookdale defenders. Swing it around. Three on the way. Misses by Alba. And Erico, the box out and the rebound for Brookdale.
And Alba had a wide open look at that basket, so I'm surprised that she wasn't able to knock that down. Brookdale's going to have to do a better job of closing out on her if that's going to be consistent all night.
Erico with it, foul line area, tries to make a move to the rim and had it stripped and stolen. And here comes Asia Alba on a bounce and swatted away down deep. Brianna Moore denying Dejane Balance as the Cougars have it underneath.
And that was a nice job by Moore getting back on defense. Brookdale made up for the mistake that they had on offense with Erico having a really sloppy pass to the outside outlet. Couldn't get it done. That was just a really nice job of Moore rebounding, getting back down the court and blocking the shot.
Alba swings it to the other side, lining it up from three-point range is Allen, but the shot misses. Offensive rebound, and then Erico forces the tie-up as Rivera came away with the rebound, and Brookdale will get it on the possession arrow.
And Erico threw Rivera down on the floor. She was going after that ball. Fortunately, I should say, for Brookdale, it was a jump ball. However, Erico's got to be careful with that aggressiveness. She doesn't want to get herself in any foul trouble early on.
So Brookdale comes off a 64-46 win over Bergen. That was a week ago tonight. Hermione Bankel, nice move, reverse layup, gets it to go. That was a beautiful move for the first score of the night.
Nice job by Bankel. Now you see Brookdale sticking with this full court pressure, trying to force Camden into a mistake.
And we get a whistle along the sideline. His handling it was Alba.
Yeah, I think they're going to call Bankel with a push-off there right at midcourt. Unfortunately, Bankel has a nice reverse layup at one end and then makes a mistake on the other end, and now I think that's her first foul of the game.
And it is the first against the Jersey Blues of the night. So possession is with the Cougars. Right now it is Shania Allen standing still with it. Over to Dejanay Balance, and then a turnover, as here comes Brookdale, potentially a 2-on-1, but it's stolen in the backcourt by Balance. And the Cougars march their way to another opportunity. Now on the baseline is Taina Rivera, as the Cougars get set up. Knocked away for a moment, loose on the ground, and picked up by a jersey blue. It's Ibriana Moore.
Yeah, just a little bit too much dribbling there for Alba. She had to get rid of the ball, didn't do it in time. Nice steal by Moore.
Andrews feeds the post, and Enrico facing up against Allen, makes the move on the baseline, and a foul called underneath. And Shania Allen picks up her first personal and the first against the Cougars.
Yeah, Brookdale, because of that foul being committed on the floor, is going to get a fresh 30. As you see, it looks like Shikasha Andrews is going to come out as Rachel Rouse comes in. But a fresh 30 for Brookdale, nice benefit for them as they're going to be inbounding, underneath their own basket.
So Rouse, who just checked in, will inbound it underneath, looking for an option and finally able to find Shikasha Andrews. One-on-one with Alba. Backs it out to the top of the key as Brookdale, plenty of time on the shot clock. Enrico sets the high screen. On the drive, Andrews, and a whistle on the pass. And another foul picked up on Camden.
And I just want to correct something. Talia Terrell was actually the one who checked out, not Andrews. She's obviously on the floor. It looked like for a second that it was going to be Andrews checking out, but instead, Talia Terrell went to the bench.
And this time it is Andrews to inbound. Enrico on the low block. Back out for Andrews in the corner. Had it knocked away for a moment. Tried to feed the post, and playing the passing lane, Shania Allen to knock it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Jersey Blues.
And nice defense by the Cougars. They're playing Brookdale really tight. Again, Brookdale's had several opportunities now underneath their own basket. It's very easy when you're put underneath your own basket to make a basket, particularly inside, drawing a foul and going up with it. But the Cougars have done a nice job slowing Brookdale down so far.
Andrews bounced past inside, and Enrico got good position for the finish. She's coming off a strong game, 18 points and 5 rebounds for the freshman in Brookdale's home opener a week ago.
And, of course, as soon as I say that, the Cougars give up an easy basket underneath.
And now a bad pass by Asia Alba looking for Rivera. And the Jersey Blues take it right back. 6:12 to go here in the first. It's 4-0 Brookdale, as they've done the job defensively so far. Almost 4 minutes gone by and pitching a shutout. Shikasha Andrews with it way outside, starts the crossover move. Gets the screen from Enrico. Now Enrico takes the pass, gives it up. Bank goal, couldn't finish it down low. And Asia Alba comes up with it for the Cougars. 1-on-3 in favor of Brookdale. Shot blocked, but a foul. And that'll go against Shikasha Andrews, sending Alba to the free throw line.
And I like the intensity there by Brookdale driving down the floor. They're not really over-pushing things, but they are consistently getting nice shots. That shot underneath that time by Hermione Benkel on the other end, I believe, was half blocked, so that's why that didn't go in. But the Cougars have not necessarily done a bad job either, only having Brookdale have 4 points on them so far.
Cheyenne Lyons checks into the game for Brookdale. She'll replace Ibriana Moore. And Asia Alba, who shoots it at just 33% from the line, no good on a pair, able to get her own rebound and go up and lay it in with the right hand.
And that's just bad boxing out defense. Again, one of the things that for Camden, Coach Rattano talked about telling us before the game that his team needs to do a better job rebounding and boxing out. Brookdale on that time on the line did not do that, and that's what led to that basket.
And he told us that was the biggest emphasis for his team, as the pass from Bankel down to Enrico, but a foul on the pass as Enrico was pushed. Or they checked that. They must have gotten Brookdale for a personal foul.
Yeah, I didn't quite see that, Brian. I'm not sure what happened there. No.
And now they're correcting it. So we were right. We had it right up here in the booth. So Andrews will inbound. And looking and finding Enrico outside. Starts the drive to the rim, puts it up right-handed, and banks it home.
That was a nice, strong put-up by Enrico there as you see a foul in the backcourt.
And those are the kind of fouls you just don't want to have when you're nowhere near the basket.
And for Chakasha Andrews, who was one of the main scorers in the last game, where she had 22 points against Bergen, now she has 2 quick fouls. So you mentioned it, Brian. That's just an unnecessary foul in the backcourt. I understand Brookdale wants to put the pressure on Camden and do a full court press, but you got to be careful and not commit silly fouls.
Meanwhile, open on the other end of the floor was Lorraine Velez, who has come in, and she gets fouled. And that will be personal foul number 3 of the opening quarter on the Jersey Blues. Free throws for Lorraine Velez, looking for her first make of the season.
And that's going to be the second foul on Irico. So in addition to having Chakasha Andrews on the bench, Irico, who has done a nice job and has been a force down low, now has 2 fouls.
So foul trouble already becoming part of the story for Brookdale. 1 out of 2 from the line for Velez. 6-3 Jersey Blues as Rouse comes back the other way. Gives it up for Irico. Drives toward the rim, off the glass shot, no. And then Bankel comes away with the offensive rebound. A reset for the Jersey Blues. Rouse puts it up from the outside, a deep
Yikes.
2. It's off the top of the backboard.
Yeah, that was way off the mark. That's an uncharacteristic miss for Roush, who we have seen in the past has been able to knock down threes from behind the perimeter line. So that was just a very poor shot.
And the ball back over to the Camden Cougars, who we mentioned a record of 1-1 on the season, playing their first road game of the season here tonight. Their first 2 were back home. As Brookdale gets a steal ahead of the court, Rouse goes up strong left-handed and draws the foul. And Rachel Rouse will go to the line.
And that's a nice job by Rouse positioning her body. When you're one-on-one with somebody, you want to lean into them, particularly when you're on a breakaway situation, when you're running down the court. Instead of trying to take the risk and avoid contact, you want to lean into the defender. Most of the time, you're going to get a call to go your way. That's what Rouse did. That's why she's on the free throw line.
First attempt good for the freshman out of Neptune, New Jersey. Here comes a switch for the Cougars. As coming into the game, Taina Rivera, and she will replace Shania Allen.
Who, by the way, has 3 fouls, so foul trouble is not immune to the Camden Cougars either.
Well, already 3 players in this game have committed at least 2 personal fouls, so that's something that bears watching as we go along tonight. Brookdale will inbound underneath with Moore. And Moore tried to bounce it inside and had it stolen. Back the other way comes Asia Alba. Alba gets around Rouse, feeds it inside for balance shot, swatted to the out of bounds by Moore.
And that was a nice job by Moore, not getting flustered, just holding her ground. That's the second time we've seen her do that tonight on a fast break situation, getting back on defense and blocking that ball.
Back into the game comes Talia Terrell as Irico is going to get a breather for Brookdale. 7-3 Jersey Blues, 4:22 to go in the opening quarter. And now stepping into a 2-point try, Velez missed that one.
And that was a nice pump fake by Velez, but she overcalculated and completely missed the rim on that basket.
So Brianna Moore will set up the offense for Brookdale, leading by 4 as we come up on the 4-minute mark here of the opening quarter. And good ball denial underneath and then a foul called.
I think that's going to be Lyons on her first foul there, Brian.
And already the 4th team foul committed by Brookdale. Of course, Camden has committed 5 in the early going, so 9 fouls after 6 minutes and change have been played in the opening quarter.
And this is a fairly low-scoring first quarter, which is surprising to me.
As Balance will change that. That's a deep 2 for Dejanay Balance, cutting the Brookdale lead to 5. So Rachel Rouse handling the point guard duties right now. Brookdale working slowly. Now Rouse pulls up, takes the jumper, missed that off the glass. Fight for the rebound, and Alba able to corral it and then get fouled. And Hermione Bankel's going to pick this one up, and that's number 2 on her.
And because now that's 5 team fouls on Brookdale, which, by the way, Camden also has 5 team fouls, both of the teams are now in the double bonus. So anytime there's a foul committed in this quarter for the remainder of it, the team will be sent to the line for 2 foul shots. But going back to that last play for just a second there, as you see that ball rim out, Hermione Bankel, when you're in a situation like that underneath the basket and you have a player like number 2, Alba, with the ball, it's better to let that person just dribble out, not try to reach in because you're going to get caught with a foul. That's unfortunately what happened with Bankel. Now she's got 2.
And misses on a pair, but the offensive rebound shot up and no good by Olsen. And then a traveling call as Rivera came away with the defensive rebound, and the ball will go back over to the Jersey Blues.
Yeah, and Rivera, I think, got bumped in the nose or in the eye or something, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
So 5 on the floor for Brookdale. It's Andrews, Moore, Errico, Terrell, and Bankel as the pass from Errico to Bankel, but traveling is the call on the Jersey Blue freshman, and so Camden gets the ball back.
Yeah, that's just a mistake by Errico. She had a give-and-go situation from her, got the ball from Bankel, then was going to give it back to Bankel inside, which was going to be a nice play, but just shuffled her feet.
Now 7 minutes gone by in the opening quarter. A low-scoring one at that. Brookdale leading 7-5. Alba splitting defenders, gets into the paint. Now back out for the jumper by Rivera. Missed that. The save by Velez. The shot clock doesn't reset because the ball didn't hit the rim. Rivera back outside. Velez puts it up. Shot misses. And the rebound by Hermione Bankel.
Just a nice job of holding the team to a no-scoring possession there by Brookdale on defense.
Moore catching fire from three-point range. No good. And the Cougars come back the other way with 2:20 to go in the first. Alba backs it out to the perimeter. And now thinking about the jumper, Olsen tried to the bounce pass inside. That's stolen by Hermione Bankel. Ahead for Andrews. Andrews, a lot of contact, no call. And I think she was expecting a whistle, but nonetheless, the Cougars come right back. There's Asia Alba, picks up Rivera, swings it to the corner for Velez. Guarded there by Errico, good defense. Nearly a traveling violation and able to save it from being at half court. But now Brookdale a turnover. 2-on-1, Moore to Andrews. Andrews up with it and scores.
Yeah, Brookdale just beating right now Camden in transition on nice plays down the floor.
So a timeout on the floor with 1:36 to go, and it's been a low-scoring quarter thus far. Brookdale has done a good job defensively. They've only put up 9 points, but they have a 4-point lead.
Yeah, right now Brookdale has just done a really nice job. As we'll take a break, come right back.
And welcome back to the Collins Arena. Brian Goudsworth along with Tim Catalfamo and our entire Brookdale TV crew on the campus of Brookdale Community College. Early going here in Lincroft as Brookdale has a 4-point lead, 9-5, showing some pressure in the backcourt, and then they force a turnover. Andrews on a 2-on-1, faked the pass, couldn't finish it. Offensive rebound, Terrell. She wasn't able to finish underneath, and then a whistle. And Brianna Moore, the guilty party for Brookdale, first personal foul assessed to her.
And
so,
go ahead, Brian.
Free throws for Lorraine Velez. This has been a problem area for the Cougars. Shooting free throws, just 44% on the season as that one misses.
Yeah, this has just been a problem for Brookdale so far. They have I wouldn't say a huge lead, but they obviously right now have the advantage in plays on transition, but they're making a lot of silly fouls that are just unnecessary and putting themselves in a deeper hole when you still have 3 quarters to go in this game.
We'll hit the 1-minute mark of the opening quarter as Andrews starts the drive, the jump step, tried to go glass, couldn't finish it. And the rebound cleared by Lane Olson. Traveling is the call in the backcourt. And that's just an unforced error by the Cougars.
Yeah, I really think this full court pressure that Brookdale is showing Camden is really giving them problems. They're really struggling to try to adapt to it, and they're feeling, it appears that they're flustered with this. I don't think they were expecting it, and they're having a lot of problems with it so far.
Talia Terrell on the baseline. Her pass got tipped. Check that. Andrews able to get it back. Misses from the perimeter. And then Talia Terrell tied up after she came away with the rebound. And a conversation, and it'll switch over to Camden.
Yeah, Chakasha Andrews has had several shots now that have just rimmed out. She said good looks, and they've been halfway down, and then they've come out. Unfortunate. Sometimes it's just the way that happens in basketball.
Here's a three-point try by Balance. Missed it short. Erico back the other way for Brookdale. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Erico trying to thread the needle. But the pass intended for Bankel goes out of bounds, and the ball back to the Cougars, down to 27.5 seconds in the opening quarter.
Yeah, Erico had good intentions on that, but in a situation like that, she didn't turn her head to even look where Bankel was. When you're running that fast down the court, you can't ever assume where your teammate is. You got to look. She didn't turn her head, and that's why that ball went out of bounds.
So the shot clock turned off. Camden can hold for a final shot attempt here in the first. Try the pass down low. Erico, the active hands, and it's off the Cougars.
Yeah, a lot of sloppy passes here. Just not crisp. A lot of chest passes, not bounce passes. When you throw a bounce pass, more often than not, the person that you're trying to get the ball to is going to be able to grab it because it's lower, but just a lot of sloppy chest passes tonight.
So under 10 seconds to go in the first. Now it's Brookdale's turn to hold for a final shot. Down to one. Andrews tried the hoist. There was contact, as Alba was right in her face to deny that shot attempt, and that takes us to the end of the opening quarter, a low-scoring one with Brookdale holding on to a 4-point lead. It's 9-5. The second quarter is coming up from the Collins Arena when we return.
Need a place for your next conference, meeting, seminar, or social gathering? Choose the Warner Student Life Center located on the beautiful wooded 300-acre campus of Brookdale Community College in Monmouth County. You'll have access to 15,000 square feet of versatile event space, state-of-the-art conference facilities, a comfortable lounge, a scenic outdoor patio area, and an award-winning catering service. To learn more, visit brookdalecc.edu/events. That's brookdalecc.edu/events. The Warner Student Life Center at Brookdale Community College. Make it the place for your next event.
It's the week before finals here at Brookdale Community College, and students are running around hoping to pull together a big A on their final exam, but a few of them are here in the Bankier Library choosing relaxation over stress by taking a step out of the student's life and into the dog's life.
Well, this is an annual event that we do. Actually, we do it every semester. Around exam time, it's therapy dogs in the library for students to come in and staff too. Just to have some fun, to relax, pet the dogs, play with the dogs, and kind of relieve some stress.
Oh, you are so cute. I'm in so heaven. High five. You're so cute.
You know, everybody needs those study breaks, and it's a way to take a study break without having to get distracted at the same time.
So that petting a therapy dog before finals is supposed to reduce all your stress, and it works. It actually works. This is, I think, the 4th year that we've been here, and finals are next week. Students will come.
Get set for the start of the second quarter. Brookdale hosting Camden County tonight, as the Jersey Blues look to make it back-to-back wins after that blowout loss to start the season. And of course, that was the game that Rich Brunson said gave him a headache, and I think it would anybody. But Brookdale able to bounce back last week and off to a 4-point lead after one here tonight. And they open up with the basketball to start the second. It's Andrews from three-point range, too strong on the three. Offensive rebound, though, by Moore, and stolen. Back the other way for Camden. Uncontested is Asia Alba, and she lays it in. And Tim, the note for Asia Alba that I came up with, she is averaging 8 steals per game this season.
Well, right now, that was definitely one that she was able to swipe, and this has really been a key consistent thing for both sides. Just a lot of sloppy passes that are leading to these steals.
Terrell, foul line extended, missed that. And so Camden can tie or take the lead with a 3 on this possession. Defenses have been the story in the opening quarter. There's 16 combined points. Swing it around now to Alba. Feed it down low. Velez able to collect it. Couldn't convert on the interior, and the Jersey Blues will get it back.
It was interesting, coming out of that start of the second half, out of that timeout, Brookdale now has switched from a man-to-man defense that they were in the first quarter to now a zone. So Coach Brunson's starting to change things up, as now you see Camden trying to give Brookdale a dose of their own medicine and apply a little bit of a full-court pressure. Looks like just like a full-court man-to-man for now.
And one change for Brookdale on the floor to start the second. Cheyenne Lyons just checked in. Pull-up jumper from the foul line, Andrews. And the rebound is taken by Velez. Cougars come back the other way. Alba on a bounce. Going up for the layup was Olsen, missed that. And Brookdale slowly back the other way in the hands of Enrico. Picked up defensively by Velez, bumped and fouled, and it will go against Lorraine Velez.
Yeah, Chakasha Andrews, who's had several shots tonight, just not on her game. She's usually very consistent, very precise, but she's not quite had the start that she's been looking for. Hasn't necessarily been because she hasn't had a good shot selection. It's just the shots are just not falling on both sides for these teams tonight.
Well, Andrews has been Brookdale's leading scorer both games here on the young season, as Alba came away with a steal but stepped out of bounds. And so Brookdale will hold right back onto it with Andrews set to inbound. Andrews 22 points in the Jersey Blues last game. Looked like that pass hit the rim. And so possession will turn back over to the Cougars.
Yeah, Brookdale's just having a lot of trouble trying to inbound the ball, which is not a very good sign, particularly when you've had a very long off week, so to speak. Again, the last time they played was last Tuesday, so they haven't been on the court in a while in a game situation. That's not a very good sign.
And of course, Camden played last on Thursday, so they played more recently than Brookdale. It's got to be tough to get into a rhythm when you're only playing once a week, and that's going to be the case for them throughout the first month of the season here in November. As Enrico able to get position down low. Andrews open look for 3, and she's just been off to start this one. Bankel able to track down the offensive rebound. Enrico thought about the 3, now drives in and misses on the floater, as Brookdale is having their problems offensively. And the ball will turn back over to the Cougars. Only 9 points apiece here, 7:28 to go until the break.
You mentioned that game that the Cougars had played on Thursday, or last Thursday, I should say, which was against Northampton. They won that game 60-43. So they've had court time experience and have been more so on the court than Brookdale has, because, as I mentioned, Brookdale was last time they were on the court, which was here, was last Tuesday.
Foul called, and that'll be assessed to Rachel Rouse. First personal on the Jersey Blues, freshman out of Neptune. And so to inbound on the side is Balance. Gets it in for Olsen. She's been quiet so far, unable to hit there, and Brookdale perhaps a chance at a fast break, but Camden able to get back defensively. Rouse on the drive to the rim, and the officials confer and say last touch Camden. It'll stay with the Jersey Blues.
And that was a nice block that time by Riviera. Not, again, panicking. She has a little bit of a height size difference inside. She's able to swat that ball away. Shot clock to 23.
Enrico way outside as we hit the 7-minute mark of quarter number 2. Bankel kicks it out to the baseline. The jumper by Lyons is an air ball and knocked out of bounds off Brookdale. Camden will have it. 6:52 to play until halftime, tied up at 9.
Yeah, Brookdale and Camden have had good shots. However, I will say Brookdale, if I had to pick between the two, has had a better shot selection so far than Camden. They're just not falling tonight. And on the floor, there's a lot of sloppy play, as you saw there.
3-on-1 break for Brookdale, going up Lyons and draws the foul on Taina Rivera. And so that fast break opportunity will lead to free throws for Cheyenne Lyons.
And we've seen a lot of fouls on the floor, but they've been a lot of hand-checking calls, not so much fouls underneath the basket going for shots. So that's one of the things that either of these two teams can try to do more of in this game, because right now, even though there's a lot of fouls, there's not a whole lot of opportunities at the free throw line. If you're going to commit a foul, you might as well commit a foul inside underneath the basket, not hand-checking 30 feet away from the basket.
No good on a pair. Rivera gets the rebound. And we've been deadlocked on 9-9 for quite some time here. 6.5 to play in the second. As Asia Alba, who plays the entire game, it's another fascinating stat, has not sat on the bench yet this season. Shot by Rivera, no good. Arico back the other way after picking up the rebound. 3-on-2 break. Bankel baseline drive, gets inside, and she draws the foul.
And it's a nice drive inside. Bankel could have taken that shot from outside in the wing, but instead she decided to drive inside and listen, if I can't get the basket, I'm going to try to draw a foul. She did that. Nice, smart play. Smart play by Arico to kick it out to her in the first place, but an even smarter play by Bankel to drive inside and try to draw a foul.
So Bankel at the line, and Brookdale unable to convert from the line so far. They've missed their last 3. And in the last game we did a week ago, they only got to the free throw line 6 times in that game. So they just have not been very good at drawing fouls and creating opportunities at the free throw line. And missing is Bankel on a pair, and then a hard shot.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a little too physical in my mind for a foul underneath the basket by Hermione Bankel.
And that's number 3, and it looks like she'll be set to check out of the game in foul trouble as Brianna Moore, just in front of the scores table, set to check in next whistle.
Yeah, that was Dejanay Balance that got knocked down to the floor. And as you mentioned, Brian, now Hermione Bankel's got 3 fouls.
Velez gives it up. Christina Olsen, who has checked in, and she comes in to score and give Camden their first lead. So back-to-back games that we've had 2 sisters playing in the game. This name is a lot easier to say in Olsen than last week on Bergen, which was Deanna Bell. I didn't think I was going to remember it, but I got it. And now ahead of the floor is Asia Alba to the rim, shot off the glass, missed the layup. Bankel in a crowd trying to rip it away from Camden defenders, but they're going to call a tie-up.
Alba's actually lucky that wasn't a foul on her. I didn't really see the tie-up there, but the officials called it a jump ball. That could have easily have been a reach-in foul on Alba. You mentioned her being on the court the entire time a couple of moments ago. It's not surprising to me. She's very quick, she's very agile, and seems to be the one who handles the majority of the possessing the ball. Dribbling the ball seems to be the one who's pretty much in charge on offense.
Right now set to inbound underneath the Camden basket and gets it way out to the perimeter, and Velez. Fresh shot clock to work with for Camden. Ball knocked loose and stolen by Cheyenne Lyons. Trouble with it at midcourt, but able to set it up now in the hands of Chikasha Andrews. Drives in, draws a couple of defenders, and the foul called on the Cougars. That'll send Andrews to the line.
And I don't think either of the two sides are very happy with the way that they're playing so far. This is just very, very sloppy. We've seen a ton of fouls, and like I said, we still have 5 minutes to go in this first half. We still have a whole second half coming up after this. So I don't think either of these two sides, Coach Brunson and Coach Ritanio, are not happy at all with the way their teams are playing. Right now, you have games like this, you have to win them in the trenches. You have to win them underneath the basket, and it looks like tonight the game's going to be won from the foul line as opposed to from around the perimeter.
Andrews finally able to convert from the free throw line. And she'll have one more coming. 5:01 to play in this first half, and 2 added 2 to tie the score up at 11 apiece. Pressure applied, getting a tip on it was Andrews, comes away with the steal, gets to the rim and scores.
That's 4 straight points now by Andrews, so Brookdale's now back in front. Again, just sloppy passes. That's the second time that I've seen Velez telegraph her passes. Just not very smart play by the Cougars trying to come up the floor.
Now Alba able to advance it into the front court for Camden as they get their offense set up with Alba at the point guard spot, guarded there by Lyons. Shot clock is now down to 10. Alba with it top of the key. Feed it down low for Olsen. Baseline jumper misses by Velez, and the rebound taken by Ibriana Moore. Picked up defensively by Balance. Tried to feed it down low to Arico, but there's another steal, and guess who? It's Alba, number 3 on the night. Balance pull up hop, and she's got it.
And I was just going to say the same thing. There's Alba again with those quick hands, stealing the ball away and turning it into 2 points on the other side of the floor.
Well, she's had a 10-steal game and a 6-steal game on the season. Can't do too much better than that. As we're tied up at 13, Andrews on the drive, shot blocked by Olsen down low. And here comes Alba leading the break for the Cougars. As Brookdale able to get back defensively inside the arc. Balance, too strong on the jumper. And here comes Ibriana Moore. Lions catch and shoot, that's for 2 off the mark. And Alba, the box out and the rebound. 2-on-2 break the other way, bounce pass for Balance, and she gets it to go off the glass. Timeout Brookdale, as Rich Brunson not happy with what he saw on that fast break. And we'll step aside, 3:11 to go until halftime, and Brookdale trailing by 2.
They will de-stress with petting a therapy dog. The dogs are trained. They're certified by an organization called Bright and Beautiful. We're all volunteers. We're also all the owners of these dogs. It's a wonderful, wonderful program. It's a win-win. The dogs love to be petted, and the students get to enjoy a puppy without, owning them.
My name is Amy Clark. I'm one of the librarians here, and I am the coordinator for this Therapy Dogs event for Anti-Stress Week. I feel great about the turnout. It is usually one of the most popular events in the library. This is the first year that I am coordinating it, and I'm really glad that we have as much interest as we do.
You never know what finals are.
I am a biology major at Brookdale, and I just finished my practical, and I was so stressed out, and I was supposed to go home, and I was told that there were dogs coming to the library. So I immediately came back, and I am so happy right now.
3:11 to go until halftime, and Brookdale trailing the Camden Cougars by a score of 15-13 as they have the ball after the timeout taken by Rich Brunson. Andrews sets it up way outside. Screen comes from Arico. Andrews gives it up. Open look for Lions. And the offensive rebound by Arico. Back out for Rouse. 3-point try, and that's good.
As again, nice job again, offensive rebounding, giving Brookdale a second, third chance opportunity on this end of the floor, and now they'll go back up by 1.
And now a 2-on-1 break. Velez for Olsen. Shot blocked by Arico. Back up. The shot no good. And the rebound by Ibriana Moore. And stolen away by Asia Alba. She just has a knack for playing the passing lane. Shot blocked, but getting it right back. Lane Olsen for the bucket.
And Ibriana Moore was the only player who got down the floor on defense. Half the Brookdale team was still on the other side of the court. She tried to make a play, but 1-on-2, or 2-on-1, with Ibriana Moore in the middle is never going to work. So that's just a bad play by Brookdale of not getting back on defense. You can't give up on that play so easily.
Arico on the low block. Missed it on the interior in the box out by Christina Olsen. Here comes Lane Olsen on a bounce for Balance. That shot comes up with an air ball, but Lane Olsen claims the offensive rebound. It's a reset for the Cougars. 1:40 to go here in the second quarter. Pump fake by Christina Olsen. Draws a crowd, kicks it back out for Velez. Shot clock is now down to 4. Do they know it? Crossover by Alba. Balance launches a 3. That's short. And the long rebound tracked down by Rachel Rouse.
See there.
Andrews puts it up from 3. And the long rebound to Asia Alba. She just does everything from stealing the ball to scoring to rebounding, defending, and of course playing every minute. You can't do much better.
Yeah, right now if it wasn't for Alba, Camden would have a very difficult time just bringing the ball up the floor and getting open looks on the offensive side.
Velez, the bullet feed down low, and the finish at the rim by Lane Olsen. Came in as the leading scorer, averaging 14 a game, but Brookdale's done a good job containing her thus far. As we tick down to 40 seconds to play here in the second quarter, Chakasha Andrews calling the signals for the Jersey Blues as they trail by 3, 19-16. Rouse on the wing, feeds it down low for Arico on a foul before the shot.
Actually, I think it's going to be 3 seconds on Arico inside.
So it's a turnover for the Jersey Blues, and the shot clock now turned off. 27.4 ticks, and Camden can hold for 1.
Yeah, and I would expect them to hold to this last shot here. I think for Camden, with how sloppy they've played, again, Brookdale's played sloppy too, but particularly for Camden, with the shots that they've had, I think they're going to hold the last shot and be happy if they don't get it going into the halftime up by 3.
So Alba handles it, balance way outside, down to 5 seconds, tipped by Andrews on the floor. Velez picks it up, goes glass shot, no. Velez trying to track it down, Moore has it, and that takes us to the end of the first half. Here in Lincroft, with the score, the Brookdale Jersey Blues 16, and they trail by 3 as Camden has put up 19 points here in the first half. And it really was not an overly pretty first half here for Brookdale. They got off to a decent start, had the lead, but then just too much sloppy basketball.
Yeah, and it's on both sides of the ball. I mean, let's not just put it all on Brookdale here, but the Jersey Blues definitely, from particularly the game that we saw last weekend against Bergen, this is something totally new. We did not see this last weekend against Bergen. We saw some sloppy play, but that was on Bergen's side, not on Brookdale's side. So I'm very, very surprised. I'm sure Coach Brunson is not very happy going into the half right now. And like I said, while Camden has not necessarily played that all that well either, they're smart and they're very, very quick. You have players like Alba on the floor who's really doing everything. She's been on the floor from the opening tip, and she's really helped the Camden team be able to climb out of a little bit of a shaky start and now have the lead by 3.
So we'll see what adjustments Brookdale makes, down by 3 points, trying to make it back-to-back wins here tonight. That's the story at the half. We'll be back for the start of the second half after the break.
Need a break from the vigorous academic year? Don't worry, you're not the only one. Hi, I'm Sophia Perola, and I'm here at the Student Life Center, where students are chilling out, drinking smoothies, and hoping their finals go smoothly. What's your name?
I'm Zaire.
Zaire, I see you're drinking a smoothie. What smoothie is that?
A strawberry banana smoothie.
It looks delicious.
Oh, it is very scrumptious.
So how do you think it's helping you de-stress from the academic year?
Well, it's cold, and it relaxes my throat, and it's like, you know, it's very relaxing. You know, if I get a brain freeze, it'll stop me from doing homework. You know what I mean? So that's why how it's relaxing, you know?
Sounds successful to me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Enjoy your smoothie.
Thank you.
Hi, can you tell me your name?
My name is Lorena. Hello.
Hi, Lorena. That's a beautiful name. Did you have a smoothie?
Yes, I did. Strawberry banana. It was so delicious.
Do you feel de-stressed?
Of course I do.
Right now we're in SLC, and on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we are here massaging the students, just giving them 5-minute chair and table massages. A lot of students benefit from it. Once we come over here, usually we're signed up. We have a non-stop time that we're here. So we're usually here 11 to 2, and it's beneficial for all the students.
I think it's a really good idea, actually, to get a massage before the finals, because it's really relaxing, yeah.
This feels amazing, just getting rid of the kinks and knots. I could see why this is Anti-Stress Week. Thank you for joining us here at Brookdale Television. Signing off. Having trouble declaring a major? Or do you have a degree and don't know exactly what to do with it yet? Well, look no further, because the Major Fair is here for you. Hi, I'm Sophia Perola, and welcome to Brookdale's second annual Major Fair, where students can explore various academic options, find out what jobs are in their field of study, and talk with department representatives who can assist them in the decision-making process.
McElroy. I'm the Director of Career Services here at Brookdale. And today we're at the Major Exploration Fair to help students learn more about what they can do in certain careers, what they can do with their majors, and then also to talk about all the hands-on learning opportunities that we offer. We do have a great online job and internship database that every student is able to register for and utilize. Has hundreds of employers and jobs in there right now and internships, so great resource. We have a lot of good resources. There's a lot of great tables here. The faculty are here representing their majors. So I think this is a great way for them to be introduced to it. And then it takes a little bit of research, and students are always able to come and talk to anyone in career services about their careers and their majors as well.
I'm Joe Verone. I'm a professor in the English department here at Brookdale.
So how do you think that the English department can connect with prospective students at the Major Fair?
Oh, the Major Fair I think is great. Students don't usually think of English as a career option, and I think it's nice in an informal setting like this to just have people come around, say hi, meet like real human beings behind a table. So it's really an effective way for us to kind of reach out to students.
I'm Professor Schaefer, and I am from the Business Management Department. I'm representing business, economics, accounting, etc. So it kind of gives them an idea of all the variety of things that you can do out there in the business world. We kind of give them a direction and a path on which they can take to be successful and profitable and produce and give to the economy as a whole. It's my first time at the event, and there's a lot of students here, and I'm getting a lot of questions, so I really think it's a good idea, and they're interested.
I'm junior, my major is communications and minor in business. This whole fair is beneficial to anybody who wants to graduate and succeed in life. I want to pursue my my career, because being here and like talking to my professors, I feel like I owe it to my professors to at least go out and do good, because they take their time to teach you, and the school takes their time to put up these fairs. So why not actually like take the information you learn and use it and come back one day and say, hey, I did this.
So my name is Joe Walsh. I'm the Assistant Director of Off-Campus Programs for Rutgers University, and I'm here today representing the Rutgers-Brookdale Partnership. We're very glad to be here. Rutgers has been partnered with Brookdale since 1998. One of the hardest things we've had in terms of recruiting is that a large number of Brookdale students still don't know we're here. So this is a way to be visible out in front of students, just in their daily lives without being too intrusive. And we understand not everyone's going to come to Rutgers University, but since we have a special partnership with Brookdale, we want to be wherever Brookdale students are, let them know that we wanted them to think of themselves as Rutgers students now, and to make the transition and the transfer as seamless as possible.
A lot of times we focus our energy with the academic departments on selling Brookdale to incoming students, and then we have students here who might be questioning their degree choices. This is a way for current Brookdale students to learn more about what's offered at Brookdale, what they could do with a specific program of study, and just a little bit more information about what's happening here.
Well, that's a wrap. It sounds like the Major Fair was a major success. To learn more about what Brookdale has to offer, visit our website at brookdalecc.edu. I'm Sophia Parola. Thanks for watching.
Like a lot of people, I thought community college was a backup option, a discount education. But now, I can't imagine starting anywhere else. Brookdale challenged me. I had the tools and the faculty I needed to grow, both as a student and an engineer. Today, I'm transferring to a prestigious university and finishing a fellowship at NASA. I'm Nick Sikowski, and I came to Brookdale to save money on college. I never imagined it would be the smartest move I ever made.
My daughter was born premature, and the hospital's respiratory therapist saved her life. When the economy crashed, we moved back to New Jersey for my husband's career, but nobody was hiring drama teachers. So I joined the respiratory therapy program at Brookdale. It's a great field with job security, and you can be there for people who really need you. My name is Joriel Miller, and I came to Brookdale to change my career. I never imagined I could help save a life.
I'm more than just a college student. I'm a marathon runner, a volunteer, and a philanthropist. I'm an employee. I'm a future master's degree holder. I believe the path to a better world is paved with a million small steps. Thanks to Brookdale, I'm already halfway there. My name is Killian Mormon, and I came to Brookdale to explore my passions. I never imagined I'd have the flexibility to pursue them all.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and it's the end of semester here at Brookdale. Do you know what that means? It's time for the annual Spring Fling celebration. This year, the Student Life Board decided to take a trip through history and use different decades as the inspiration for each event.
My name is Layla Taki. I'm a special education major here at Brookdale. I am secretary of the Student Life Board. To put together Spring Fling this year, we, as a group, we sit down every year and we come up with themes. So we brainstorm, you know, what can work, what cannot work. And at the table this year, someone said, hey, how about through the decades? And it just stuck, and we were like, that's awesome. So then we started planning through the decades. We decided we wanted to do 60s, 70s, and 80s. Tuesdays was 60 Day. It was the hippie vibe. We had an awesome turnout. Last night we had a 70s roller skating rink, which also had a really good turnout. I was actually very surprised. Sometimes it's hard Wednesday night. And then today is our 80s theme day. We have Mr. Belding and karaoke and super fun 80s arcade games and a candy bar. I think people really liked last night, and I think today is going to go over really well. Everyone's going to love Mr. Belding. He's awesome. I mean, look at him up there.
No diggity, gotta bag it up.
My name is Chris Berry. My major is communication media. I actually came here special for this karaoke thing because I know the DJ. He does karaoke at MJ's restaurant in Tinton Falls on Tuesdays, and basically, you know, I'm friends with him, and I felt like I had to come out and represent him, represent the school, and just have a good time.
Hi, my name is Brad Comer. My age is 19 years old, and my major at Brookdale Community College is education, hoping to be a phys ed teacher. In the 60s, we did a tailgate. The Asbury Park Press was here, so you guys can find me on app.com if you look for the article. And also, we got to play cornhole and other tailgating 60s games. And last night was 70s night with the roller disco in the Beer building. I tell you, it was a very fun experience, and I got to blade and see a lot of people, and I must say I'm very proud of the attendance rate. It was a very good time, and today I'm looking forward to the 80s. So I have a few songs for my friends, so I look forward to singing them. I'm going to sing 1985, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Jesse's Girl, and a Beach Boys song for my friends.
I'm Rachel McDonald. I'm 19 and business administration. Being with Mr. Belding was definitely one of the funniest things I've done at Brookdale. He got everyone involved, and it was really honestly so fun just to sing and joke around with him. He was so nice.
I put your picture away. Sat down and cried today. Oh, as I should.
Our student response actually has been pretty amazing. I've heard nothing but good things at this event.
I'd like to say that I'm very proud of the student body for finally stepping up to the plate and getting involved. I feel extracurriculars are just as important as our academics.
Not really. Thanks for coming out, everyone. I appreciate it.
Best of luck on your finals. I'm Laura Vetter for Brookdale TV, and thanks for watching.
I went to college right after high school, but it didn't work out. After a few years in the workforce and the birth of my son, I decided to give college another try. At Brookdale, something clicked. I met amazing professors and found a major I was passionate about. I made the dean's list, landed a great internship, and now I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree. Thanks to Brookdale, I have what it takes to see my dreams through. I'm Tara Boyce, and I came to Brookdale to give college another try. I never imagined I would find my passion.
And welcome back inside the Collins Arena as we get set for the start of the second half. Brookdale hosting tonight the Camden Cougars. Excuse me, it's Camden right now, which has the 3-point lead, 19-16. You know, we saw A lot of sloppy basketball in the first half, but you have to figure Rich Brunson's going to make the necessary adjustments and get Brookdale on the right page again.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he'll definitely have talked about that in halftime, and I'll be interested to see how both of these two teams come out because, like I said, it's not been a problem that has been just one team. Camden has had a lot of opportunities on the floor where they've telegraphed their passes and they've had a lot of sloppy mistakes. The difference is, though, Camden right now has a 3-point lead, so that's definitely something that is a problem if you're Brookdale. But I look for both of these two teams, particularly a great head coach such as Rich Brunson, to make that adjustment and to be able to focus on that, and I'll see how the team performs in the second half.
You know, Chakasha Andrews, who had been the Jersey Blues' leading scorer each of the first 2 games of the season, just struggled on the offensive end of the floor, couldn't get into a rhythm and just not making her shots early on.
Yeah, right now, like I said, Andrews had a really nice game last Tuesday against Bergen, actually, where she scored and led the Brookdale offense by 22 points. So she's had an uncharacteristic night. It's not necessarily that she hasn't had good shots. It's just those shots have not fallen. So she'll definitely be someone that Brookdale will need to step up in that second half. And if she does, Camden's going to have to really step up on offense because right now, I hate to say it, but I'm actually surprised that Camden is ahead with a 3-point lead with how poorly they've executed sometimes on offense.
And we should mention, too, like last week, Brookdale playing with a shorter roster than they're going to have going forward, although 2 players are back on the roster, Michelle Montefinis and Colleen Brannigan, 2 of the better players from a season ago, still working their way back as they also play soccer, but Coach Brunson will have them back in the fold in the coming weeks as well.
And they'll definitely be people that you'll want to keep an eye on because those 2 from last year had really great performances, really great years. So definitely, they're about a week away, but yeah, they'll definitely be someone that you'll have to keep an eye on, and we'll be calling a lot their names.
Enrico missed on the first shot for Brookdale of the second half. Alba, that's a nice pass, but unable to finish underneath the basket. Lane Olson and Hermione Bankel comes away with it for the Jersey Blues. 5 on the floor is Ibriana Moore, Chakasha Andrews, Hermione Bankel, Talia Terrell, and Gianna Enrico. And right now, Andrews guarded there by Alba, trying to make the turn around Shania Allen. In the corner with it now, Bankel. Pass inside Enrico and able to finish it.
And that was the first time that play has worked. We've seen Bankel tried to give it to Enrico sometime in this first half several times, and it's just the play never worked. Finally, they're able to get it work, and it couldn't come of a better time.
Lane Olson, they give her the jumper, so she takes it off the rim. No offensive rebound and the putback. Uncontested Shania Allen for Camden.
Yeah, nobody picked Allen up. She came right in there untouched. Nobody boxed her out. Just an easy layup for her.
And Allen coming off a 1 for 16 shooting night in their last game, so that was obviously nightmarish. Moore pulls the trigger and nails a 3-pointer.
And Ibriana Moore has been fairly quiet tonight. She's had some nice plays on defense, but she's been fairly quiet on offense. They'll need her in the second half.
Taking it right back is Balance. Couldn't finish it on the inside, but then a foul called on the Jersey Blues.
Yes, and Balance is frustrated because she had a really nice look at the basket. The ball hung on there, just could not come in. That's something that we've seen really all game, where we have had shots that have been looking like they're halfway down and have rolled back out, or they've rolled off the rim. That's just unfortunate the way sometimes.
Lane Olson on the first attempt. Moore's foul, the first charge to Brookdale of this third quarter. We're tied up at 21, 8:15 to go here in the third. Lane Olson, the freshman out of Belmore, New Jersey, missed a pair. The rebound taken by Allen underneath. And another foul called on the Jersey Blues, and I think they got Talia Terrell.
Yeah, and see, that's a situation where you have someone like Allen underneath the basket. You're double-teamed. It's just enough just to double-team them. Don't reach. The fact that you're double-teaming somebody right on the baseline is good enough defense. Don't try to reach and make for that steal.
Rivera on the runner missed. And Balance gets an offensive rebound. Pass down low, stolen by Enrico in the paint. And Enrico emerging the other way for Brookdale. Camden able to get back defensively. Moore trying again for 3. Got it! Ibriana Moore back-to-back threes here in the second half. Brookdale up by 3.
And I was just talking about how quiet she's been in the second half already.
Andrews the steal, off the glass, no, and then a foul call. That'll be on Bankel.
And Coach Brunson wanted a clean blocking call, or excuse me, he wanted a foul called on Camden there. Unfortunately, he doesn't get it, and then I'm trying to see who they're going to call this most recent foul, and it went against Brookdale.
Bankel.
That's going to be her fourth foul. Wow. So Coach Brunson definitely is not happy about that. He wanted the foul to go the other way, but now you have a player in Bankel who's got 4 fouls, and now there she goes. Rachel Rouse is going to check in for her. But going back to Ibrianna Moore just for a second, now she's still on the floor. She's had a very quiet night so far, but already 2 back-to-back threes. Brookdale's retaken this lead. Look for them to look for her more in this second half.
Balance with it on the wing, back for Alba. And now Shania Allen steps into the jumper, too strong. Terrell tips it. Balance comes away with it near the three-point line. Wild attempt by Olsen. And Brookdale emerges with the basketball.
Yeah, and there should have been a foul there on Errico. Olsen was clearly fouled. I'm not sure where the foul was on that last call.
And Ibrianna Moore is feeling it. 3 3-pointers in the third quarter, and Brookdale has opened up a 6-point lead.
And surprisingly, Camden's not closing out on Ibrianna Moore.
Rivera couldn't handle the pass cleanly. And a timeout is taken by Chip Ritano and his Camden Cougars. Brookdale has opened up a 6-point lead. 6:56 to go in the third. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Sophia Parola, and welcome to Brookdale's Open House, where high school students, transfer students, families, and the entire Monmouth community can learn more about what Brookdale has to offer. Let's go check it out. Here at the Open House, students can tour the beautiful Lincroft campus, meet the faculty, and find out from over 50 of Brookdale's academic programs. Students can also leave here with tons of information, including how to apply to Brookdale, clubs and activities, financial aid opportunities, and job training for future career planning. In addition, students can also see how easy it is to transfer to a four-year college after Brookdale. To learn more about the Open House or Brookdale Community College, log on to our website at brookdalecc.edu.
And welcome back inside the Collins Arena. Brookdale, much like last game, remember they trailed by 1 at the half of our game last week against Bergen before really opening it up in the third quarter. And so far, the third quarter tonight has been magical for the Jersey Blues.
Yeah, right now it's a tale of two halves. I mean, Brookdale has already scored 11 points in this second half. In the entire first half, they only had 16, so that's a major difference. And oh, by the way, Camden's only got 2 points over the last almost 4 minutes of play.
And Ibrianna Moore has been the story with 3 3-pointers. Andrews denied in the paint, and back the other way come the Cougars, led by Alba. Alba into the paint, and a double dribble is called as she tried to maneuver her way through the middle of the Brookdale defense. And they get it right back.
Yes, Alba there was just a little bit out of control. She was looking to give it off to somebody. She wanted to give it off to somebody. She didn't want to take it herself, but when she tried to figure out who she wanted to give it to, she took 1 too many extra steps. Another turnover. Camden's going to have to start putting some points on the board because I have a feeling Brookdale's going to go on a run here.
Now Errico looking to turn around Rivera, and a foul call. It looks like it will be Taina Rivera picking it up. And that is the first foul assessed to the Cougars of this third quarter.
And we mentioned Hermione Bankel being on the bench with 4 fouls. You see there, number 11, Riviera going out with 4 fouls now. So she's in foul trouble for Camden, too.
And now Rachel Rouse on the drive. Righty layup is good. Now Rachel Rouse, who's chipped in offensively for Brookdale here in this game, coming off the bench. After all, they only have 7 players available for this game tonight. The running layup by Alba misses. Errico trying to lead the break for Brookdale. Bounce pass for Rouse, and had it stolen by Dejanay Balance, and then Rouse commits the personal, and she's not too happy about it.
But see, that's a situation where you lose a ball like that, and you saw Rouse frustrated herself, and I think she knows why. You don't reach in. It's very tempting, especially when you make a play where you lose the ball, and in that situation, that was just a clean block. Rouse just got rejected, so that was nothing to dispute. But when you have a play like that, you have to keep in mind, keep your cool and not get frustrated and reach in and pick up a foul.
Balance off the mark from 3-point range, but able to get the offensive rebound was Lane Olsen. And now they leave Shania Allen open, and she knocks it down from beyond the foul line.
And again, so far, Camden's only put up 4 points in this entire third quarter.
So Andrews handling the point guard duties for Brookdale right now. Noriko sets the pick at the top of the key. Now takes the pass. Back out for Moore, and Andrews with the shot clock inside of 10 seconds. Andrews makes her move, puts it up, shot misses. Offensive rebound to Andrews and a reset for the Jersey Blues.
Nice job following her shot that time, but then she throws a pick.
Intercepted by Shania Allen, back the other way coast to coast, missed on the layup. She gets the offensive rebound, puts it back up.
Ugh.
And then Talia Terrell defensively for Brookdale. Couple opportunities down low, and the Cougars unable to cash in.
And it's definitely a shame, but those baskets underneath are so hard to make sometimes.
Rouse launches a three. That's too strong. Unable to save it out of bounds was Alba. Here comes Shania Allen for the Cougars. Picked up defensively by Moore. Now Asia Alba sets it up at the top of the key.
And Brookdale sticking in this 2-3 zone, which Camden so far has not really had too many answers for.
Shot clock is down to 10. Alba hoists up a three, and that's good. Asia Alba, we've seen her defensive prowess, and that time from three-point territory to cut the Brookdale lead to 3.
Yeah, and Brianna Moore there, who was supposed to close out on Alba in that corner, just did not do so, kind of fell asleep. The whole Brookdale defense fell asleep on that possession, and that's why you had Alba wide open for a 3.
Enrico gets a touchdown low. Olsen holds up defensively off the glass, and the shot misses. And here comes Shania Allen. Allen tries a crossover move, and that's a nice move around 2 defenders. Missed it at the rim, able to get the offensive rebound. Foul line jumper lane, Olsen no good. And then it looks like a tie-up after Moore comes away with it. And a foul called on the Cougars, and head coach Chip Ritano can't believe that call.
Yeah, and I don't like that call either. That was a clean, I mean, all Allen did there was she reached in, she knew the possession arrow was going to be pointing the Cougars' way, so she reached in. I'd look like a completely fine jump ball there. That's just very shocked to me. That's her 3rd foul on Shania Allen.
The second of the third quarter committed by the Camden Cougars. Now Brookdale with a 3-point lead. It's 29-26. Large part of that has been Brianna Moore with 3 3-pointers. She has the ball right now. In her face is Balance. Now Enrico in the corner. Enrico twirling toward the rim, throws it up wildly. And here comes Shania Allen. Shot up. Rimming around the rim, it goes, and the foul. Shania Allen with a chance for 3 for Camden.
And that's got to feel good for Allen, because she's had so many of those shots underneath the basket that have just rolled off. Finally gets one to go her way. And right now she has an opportunity to tie this up. Camden's gone on a run and has closed in on a very large Brookdale lead that Brookdale had a couple minutes ago. Now they're ready to tie.
50% free throw shooter on the year. And the rebound is taken by Chikasha Andrews. Bumped on the perimeter, no call. Moore had thought about taking the 3. And then Alba, anticipating the pass, comes away with the steal and takes it for the fast break layup. It's good.
And again, right now, Camden has been able to rebound from being down early. Now they've got the momentum. Right now, Brookdale they've had a couple of missed opportunities on the offensive side, and Camden has been able to sneak back into this game.
2.5 to play in the third. Cougars 30, Jersey Blues 29. It's a tight one. Cheyenne Lyons has come on. She'll take the foul line jumper short. And Allen comes away with the rebound for Camden.
And I'm not sure, Lyons may have gotten away with an extra step there on that last possession.
Catch and shoot 3 by Balance, short. And coming back the other way with it is Chikasha Andrews. Moore, that's for 3. Not that time. Talia Terrell on the offensive glass. Enrico had it knocked away, trying to get it back. Good effort on the save as she hits the deck. And it will stay here with the Jersey Blues.
It was a good effort there by Errico, but she's got to do a better job, particularly when she's had opportunities inside the paint. Slowing down, she's out of control sometimes when she's dribbling. She has to remember to just to relax, try to slow down, set her feet. We've had a couple of opportunities where we've seen Errico do these wild running shots with the right hook. That's fine if you're underneath the basket, but you have to set your feet first. I think that's something that she's going to have to work on in the future.
And my mistake, it was last touched by Errico and Brookdale, so Camden has the ball. Nice feed inside. Olsen, the finish off the glass. Lane Olsen, the Cougars' leading scorer, got great position, gets the bank shot to go. We got a tight game. 1:20 to go in the third. It's a 3-point Cougars lead. Chakasha Andrews calling out the signals. Shot clock at 15. Ooh. Andrews on the curl, and the shot by Lyons well short. Olsen the rebound on the ground, jump ball, and which way will it go? The other way. The official on the far side signals. And Rich Brunson claps the hands. He's seen his team after a strong start to this third quarter and fizzled much like the second.
Yeah, right now Camden is just, they're doing a better job down low of finishing. Brookdale right now is not finishing on the offensive side. That's why Camden was able to get back into this game and why they have a 3-point lead.
Andrews knocks it out of bounds. You go back to last year, the two meetings between these two teams could not have been more one-sided. The scores were 62-26 and 78-23 as Brookdale won both in dominating fashion, but this one looks like it's going to be a tight one from start to finish. Brookdale able to get it back. Here comes Rouse, double-teamed. Offensive foul, and Rouse can't believe it. That's number 3 on the Jersey Blues freshman.
Yeah, and that's good to see that Balance is going to get up, but I think she may have got hit in the knee. She's wearing a brace on her left knee. I don't know, that was a pretty hard foul. I'm actually surprised that that was not a a blocking foul on Balance, because I don't think she had her feet set. Definitely, Rouse didn't necessarily slow down in any way. That's a hard foul.
Well, Rouse is back to the bench now, or no, she didn't check out. Bankel came into the game for Brookdale. As here is Lorraine Velez. Gets inside, throws it up. Shot off the glass, no. Able to get her own rebound. And then Olsen comes away with it. She can't convert. And Errico leads the break the other way for Brookdale. One player to beat, but missed on the layup. Long pass to the other end of the court, tracked down by Olsen, and off the glass she gets it to go as the horn sounds, ending this third quarter on a strong finish for the visiting Cougars as they have opened up a 5-point lead. 34-29, Camden leads after 3.
Let's take a look at this replay here, actually. Brian, we're going to get a replay here of this last play, I believe. Oh, this is the offensive foul. You see right there, that's actually a good call. Watch number 22 Balance right there. Watch her set her feet. She comes in here, 1, 2, she sets her feet right there. She's outside, she's not in that restricted area. That's actually a good call. I was actually unsure. That's a good call made by the officials.
So 34-29 our score after 3, and it was a hot start to the third quarter with Brianna Moore knocking down those 3 3-pointers, but then Camden able to get back into their rhythm of their offense, got some opportunities on the break, and Brookdale finds themselves down by 5.
And Brookdale right now, if you're the Jersey Blues, can't get flustered. Camden's come out and has finished on the offensive glass, and they're finishing offensive possessions, but doesn't mean that Brookdale can't come back in this fourth quarter with 10 minutes to go. They've shown that when they have their rhythm going and when they're not sloppy, they're able to make nice passes, they're able to get good looks at the basket, and they're able to knock down shots. I would say from about the halfway point from the third quarter on, players like Errico, I hate to call some of them out, but even Rouse and Chakasha Andrews were just not quite executing on the offensive side. They were making bad plays, not telegraphing where their passes were going and leading to interceptions. They got to clean that up in the fourth period.
So the last quarter underway. Arico, the jumper, off the back of the rim and not going to get the roll. Rebound taken by Olsen.
But that was a good look there by Arico. It didn't go in, but those are the types of shots that you need in the fourth quarter. Nice open looks.
Asia Alba with it on the perimeter, guarded by Rouse. And now it is Christina Olsen as both of the sisters are on the floor for the Cougars. Alba maneuvering into the lane, wild attempt, and Arico the rebound.
And I think Alba was expecting a foul there. She didn't get it.
Rouse gets the pass, and a late foul is called. Lorraine Velez, trailing the play for the Cougars, will pick up the personal foul.
Yeah, and Coach Bertano can't believe it, and I'm not surprised. I did not see where that foul came in. That was a very late whistle there, so I think Brookdale may have caught a break. As you see now, Rachel Rouse is going to go to the free throw line. And that's going to be the fourth foul on Velez, actually, for Camden. So we've seen a couple of players, in particular Hermione Bankel, who's actually on the floor for Brookdale, having 4 fouls. Now Velez has got 4 for Camden.
Yeah, Bankel's been limited for much of the night due to foul trouble, as Rouse makes good on a pair of free throws. And it's a 3-point game as Brookdale shows some pressure. Able to beat it, though, are the Cougars. Baseline delivery by Velez, no good. Offensive rebound, Olsen, and the putback.
And that was something that Coach Rattano talked about with us pregame. We've got to do a better job of rebounding. That's where we're getting beat. So far tonight, Camden has definitely improved upon that. You saw that second chance opportunity, and then they go back up by 5.
Now, clearly the coach's message has gotten across because they have done a good job as Moore comes up short. Fight for the rebound taken by Alba. And Chip Ritano, the head coach of the Camden Cougars, made it no secret as there's the miss by Allen. He'll stay here with the Cougars. We asked him straight up, what's the one thing your team needs to improve on? And he didn't waste a breath. Rebounding is what he emphasized.
And right now, like I said, Camden is doing a better job, not so much with their shots, but they're getting second, third chance opportunities, where Brookdale is struggling to get at least 2 when they don't have the basket go in at their end.
Alba, nice find down low. But Olsen couldn't finish it, and Arico gets the defensive rebound. Now Brookdale trailing by 5, 36-31. We approach 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth quarter. Wide open look, Moore off the mark, trying to track it down. Rouse, what an acrobatic save. Arico on the pump fake and the drive, and the foul called as she hit the deck hard.
And that's exactly what I wanted a player like Arico to do in that situation, particularly when you have a kick-out play where you're at the top of the key. Drive inside when you have that lane. Try to draw a foul. Get to the free throw line. She did that. Now she has an opportunity at the line.
Now Arico, the one player the Jersey Blues have 6 foot or taller. Misses on the first attempt. Freshman out of Ocean Township, and she's wasted no time making her presence felt as part of this Jersey Blues team. And 1 out of 2 from the line. 36-32 Cougars with the lead and the ball. As Brookdale able to get pressure. Olsen's pass inside, and the easy finish by Dejanay Balance.
And Brookdale was walking down the floor on that last possession for Camden. Not in any way back on defense. Nobody was there underneath the basket. I'm surprised by that.
Arico, the jab step, back out for Andrews. Arico sets the high screen. Now Rouse launches for 3, good!
And that was a critical basket that Brookdale needed. They have just not been able to execute on offense. Great job by Rouse to pull through. Again, Brookdale still down by 3, though, but they're sticking with this full court press.
Now, Rachel Rouse, one of the 2 players who came off the bench, and she's been one of the high scorers for the Jersey Blues. Shot by Christina Olsen off. Knocked out of bounds, though, off the Jersey Blues, and Camden will hold on to it with possession underneath.
Yeah, and Coach Brunson's expression says it all. Right now, Brookdale is just not getting anything to go their way. Not so much with calls from the officials. They're just not getting any of the loose balls. Camden's doing a much better job out-rebounding them.
Allen floats it for Alba. Olsen puts it up in the paint. Too strong on that attempt. Tipped and Arico has the board. Now Brookdale taking their time. They can tie with a 3 on this possession. Let's see if they want to do that. Andrews takes it to the rim. Offensive rebound to Bankel, up strong, off the rim, doesn't get the roll. And Dejanay balance the other way for the Cougars. And they'll back it out as Alba sets it up at the top of the key. Balance, thought about the 3, with the shot clock at 15. And then the steal, interception as Arico stepped in front of Lane Olson for the steal.
Nice anticipation there by Rico. Again, she was reading that play. It was kind of almost predictable where the ball was going. Now they have to make it count on this end of the floor.
Bankel gets a touchdown low, righty layup off the glass, and the rebound taken by Allen.
And we've seen that several times tonight from Hermione Bankel. I know she's got 4 fouls, but don't be afraid to lean in that situation to Allen. Try to get that foul called so you can go to the line.
Christina Olsen back out for Alba, extra feed. Now on the drive, balance had it stripped by Rouse, and Andrews comes away with it, but that pass over the head of everybody. And so Chakasha Andrews looking for Rouse on that fast break attempt. Turns into a Brookdale turnover. Now 5:41 to play here in the 4th. It hasn't been exactly pretty for most of the night, but Brookdale's been able to hang in there, and right now the deficit 3.
But they're running out of opportunities. Again, the clock is starting to become an issue. So if you're Brookdale, you're going to have to start getting some points on the board and getting to the foul line. That was something I was talking about, alluding to with Hermione Bankel. Get to that foul line. You're down by 3. Time starting to wind off the clock. Try to stop that clock and score some points.
Balance missed that one short. Arico trying to fight for the rebound.
And again, just a nice job of Camden rebounding the ball underneath the basket. I know they didn't get that foul to go their way, but still, they're just boxing out a lot better than Brookdale is on both sides of the floor.
So the Jersey Blues will have the ball, trailing by 3.
And I think Riviera actually fouled out that last foul, if I'm not mistaken, Brian.
Yeah, 5 personal fouls, so she was not much of a factor, had come in averaging 5 points per game. Brookdale has not committed a personal foul here in this first quarter, and that one will be the 4th against the Cougars of this 4th. And that one will be charged to Lane Olsen, 2nd personal.
One thing that might help Brookdale here is the next foul that Camden commits will put Brookdale in the double bonus for the rest of the 4th quarter.
5 minutes to go. Brookdale trailing by 3. Andrews with it way outside, guarded by Alba. Now it's Arico. Arico crossover into the paint. Now back out Andrews. Andrews had it stripped, rolls out of bounds, and the Jersey Blues will hang on to it.
Right now, though, I don't see Brookdale really having any options on offense. They're passing the ball a lot around the perimeter, but I'm not really seeing any concrete plan to get inside. That's what they want to do here with just a little bit of time left on the clock.
Rouse on the drive, flips it up and in. Nice scoop layup that time by Rachel Rouse, aggressively to the rim for 2. And now 3 in the backcourt for Brookdale, trying to force a turnover, and nearly they do. But the Cougars able to get it in the front court in the hands of Balance. Harassed there by Andrews. Check that Bankel, and it's knocked out of bounds off of Camden. So the aggressiveness pays off that time for Brookdale as they force a turnover.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that should be a foul on Allen. The official originally pointed the ball going the other way as if Brookdale was going to get the ball, which they were either way, but I believe now they're going to call a foul, or maybe not, on Allen. There should be a foul. So I guess they're not going to call a foul on Allen, I guess.
So no foul,
Wow.
and instead a timeout on the floor with 4:18 to play in this 4th quarter, and we will step aside here at the Collins Arena. Brian Gautzer with Tim Catalfamo. We'll be right back.
For nearly 50 years, Brookdale graduates have been shattering expectations. They transfer to Georgetown and Columbia University. They work at NASA, call Major League Baseball games, and defeat celebrity chefs. They prove, again and again, that a college is only as good as its success stories, and ours speak for themselves. This is Brookdale. This is college redefined. This is success reimagined.
Soy un poco introvertido. En una universidad grande me podría haber estado perdido en la muchedumbre, pero Brookdale me ayudó a encontrar mi voz. Mis consejeros y profesores creyeron en mí. Por graduación realicé una pasantía con JP Morgan Chase. Yo soy Justin Melendez y yo vine a Brookdale para aprender sobre negocios.
So we're down to 4:18 to play in this fourth quarter from the Collins Arena. As Brookdale right now trailing by just one, 38-37 in favor of the Cougars. Outside the timeout will be Jersey Blues basketball. As Bankel on the drive to the rim, count it, and one. Well, that's exactly what you want to do coming out of the timeout as Rich Brunson drew it up and Bankel able to execute.
And it was actually a really smart play. Brookdale was really spread out on that last possession, and because Camden is in the man-to-man, you're forced at that point to cover your particular man, or in this case, player on the floor, so that clears the lane wide open. Hermione Bankel saw that opportunity. I'm sure, like you said, Brian, that's the way Coach Brunson drew it up in the timeout, and it worked perfectly.
Balance picks up the foul, and the three-point play for Hermione Bankel gives Brookdale their first lead since early in the third quarter.
And now Camden is in the double bonus for the remainder, Brookdale's in the double bonus for the remainder of the fourth quarter.
Here's Lorraine Velez feeding it down low for Lane Olson, backs it out to the perimeter. Shot clock is now down to 10. Balance back for Alba, into the paint, stripped and a foul, a reach in. And did they get Chakasha Andrews? It looks to be her third personal.
And that was late in the shot clock. That's something that you don't want to do, particularly with how close this game is.
Alba to inbound. Andrews contesting the pass, but Shania Allen able to corral it. Fresh shot clock to work with for the Cougars. Alba, the cross-court pass. Straightaway three lined up by Balance, and she knocks it down. Dejanay Balance gives the Cougars a one-point lead. 41-40. Brianna Moore back into the game as Jersey Blues look for an offensive spark from her. She provided that in the third. Rachel Rouse has been a productive player offensively. Here, nearly a steal by Asia Alba, but couldn't control it out of bounds. It stays with Brookdale. So Alba, who came in averaging a remarkable 8 steals a game, and I bet she has around 5 in this game. Shot clock now down to 5. Andrews in no position to shoot, and it's a turnover. A steal by Shania Allen, ahead for Velez. And now Olsen hard to the rim, in and out, no good. And Brookdale can come back the other way, trailing by 1. Andrews knocked away from behind. It was Asia Alba, but Jersey Blues hold on to it.
And get another steal there for Alba. She has been so quick with her hands, and she's doing it in a way that's not picking up any fouls. She's very, very quick.
More inbounds for Bankel. Bankel hard to the rim, off the glass, no. Offensive rebound, Arico battling with Lane Olson. Both of them go to the ground. It's a jump ball, and possession will head the other direction. So Camden has it, 2:40 to go and a 1-point lead.
And right now there's still plenty of time for each of these two teams, but I'm surprised that Brookdale is not utilizing the paint more often. You saw Hermione Bankel try to drive there inside, but she didn't grab the foul. She didn't draw the foul. That's something I think Camden is lucky that they did not do on that last possession.
Shania Allen knocks it down. That's a deep 2 from the corner. And Brookdale now down by 3, 43-40. In the last 2:10 to go. Bankel handling it way outside for the Jersey Blues. Trying to get around Olsen, she does. Bounce pass for Arico in the lane. Shot off the rim, no. And the rebound to Shania Allen. Allen all the way to the rim, stripped and fouled. And that's another one charged to Chakasha Andrews.
I hate to say it with all the fouls that have been going on, but that was actually a smart foul there by Chakasha Andrews, because now it puts Allen, who we have seen tonight struggle from the free throw line, with an opportunity now to have to make 2 foul shots from the free throw line as opposed to easily lay it in, which what she would have been able to do had that foul not been committed.
And came into the night just a 50% free throw shooter, makes that one. And every point now down the stretch becomes big, especially for Camden, as they extend to just a 4-point lead. Second attempt for the sophomore, and that's good. 2 out of 2. Cougars 45, Jersey Blues 40, as Brookdale has the ball, and they need to make something happen offensively. Andrews is on the floor with those 4 personal fouls. Hard to the rim, off the glass, count it, and 1. Chakasha Andrews, hard to the rim and a chance for 3.
And I really think when Brookdale looks back at this game, they'll see that this is something that they should have done more often. Driving to the basket, trying to draw those fouls. We saw that very, very similarly in the Bergen game, where Brookdale was able to do that and draw a lot of fouls and go to the free throw line. They haven't done so tonight, and now they're going to have to with just a little bit of time left.
And a steal by Hermione Bankel to the rim. Layup is good to tie the game. A quick 5-0 spurt for the Jersey Blues to get back even. Here comes Asia Alba the other way into the paint, and stolen. Arico comes away with it for Brookdale, and they're now going to slow down the pace in the last minute 15 to go.
They're going to have to get it across the half-court line.
Andrews struggling to do that, and
they didn't
get it across. A huge error by Chakasha Andrews, just taking too much time, and it's a 10-second call. The ball back to the Cougars.
Now Brookdale on this possession, they cannot foul. Okay, that's not what you want to do. You want to let the clock play out. If it's a smart foul, fine. But you want to let, again, have a nice defensive set, but not allow Camden to come away with any points.
This conference game going right down to the wire. A minute to go in regulation, knotted up at 45 apiece. Cougars looking to take back the lead on this possession. Olsen inside, balance, good position, and it's for 2. Shania Allen that time off the glass.
And it was a nice job by Allen. She knows Hermione Bankel has 4 fouls, so she deliberately worked against her inside.
Now Brookdale needs to answer back, trying to get it all with a 3, but it's no good by Rouse. Ahead of the field for Balance. And Balance backs it out. It's a good job by Andrews to get back defensively. And Chip Rattano will take a timeout on the Cougars sideline. It's a full timeout at the Collins Arena. We're in a tight one, and we're going to keep it right here with 31.4 seconds left. And the action has really picked up the intensity, especially here in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you look at what we had. It was a 19-16 score at the half, and now it's tied up 47-45. The scoring has definitely upticked. The intensity level has definitely upticked. But right now, I'm actually surprised that Camden took a timeout on that last possession. They had the lead, and they had the clock on their side right now because they want to let that clock wind down. So I'm actually surprised that they took that timeout. I'm not quite sure understanding that, other than just Coach Rattano just wants to talk things over and make sure that his players are on the same page and not give this up. We saw just a moment ago how Brookdale got back into this game on like a 5-point swing literally within 20 seconds, where Camden not only allowed Chakasha Andrews to go to the line to count and make a 3-point play, but then gave up the inbounds pass for another easy layup. So I think that's what Coach Rattano was talking about. But look for Camden on this possession to not take a shot until that shot clock, which is currently at 25, is under 5 seconds.
So outside the timeout, Camden ball on the side. Balance to inbound for Alba. There's about a 6-second differential between shot clock and game clock on a foul called nearly at the half-court line. Gianna Enrico, as Rich Brunson's strategy is to foul, especially because he still needs two more fouls before Camden gets an opportunity at the free throw line. So now they're going to have to do it in a hurry, and it can't be Hermione Bankel who would foul out of the game.
Yeah, Brookdale's going to have to foul now because the shot clock's turned off.
And Enrico will commit another one. That's her 3rd personal. So one more now to send him to the line.
But they're going to have to foul quickly. That last 5 seconds was a very long 5 seconds where Brookdale didn't even make an attempt to foul.
21.6 left. Balance taking a long time and good ball denial by Andrews to swat it out of bounds and force a re-trigger for Balance on the far side.
Yeah, Andrews was literally pushing Velez out of the sidelines, almost into her own bench.
Balance to inbound again, and this time it's a Rico to knock it out of bounds. So, if nothing else, Brookdale making it a challenge to inbound the basketball for the Cougars.
The problem is every time they touch the ball, another tenth or two of a second goes off the shot clock, the game clock. So it's not really helping them. They're going to have to get a steal or a quick foul. So it would almost actually be better if Brookdale let them inbound so they could get that foul.
And every second precious at this point. Balance will try a third time, gets it in cleanly for Alba.
Now.
Rouse and Andrews lays off fouling, and now Erico, who committed all 3 personal fouls during this sequence. And finally, it will turn into free throws. Shania Allen will shoot for the Cougars.
Yeah, and I'm confused about that. You saw 6 seconds go off the clock there where you had Alba dribbling around with the basketball and then gave it over to Allen. That's 6 seconds that Brookdale just, I don't know what happened there, but they should have fouled a lot earlier than that.
Big free throws right now, and Allen makes the first to make it a 3-point game. So if she makes the second, that would make it a 2-possession lead with 15.1 seconds left. Second attempt, rimming, and it's in. Clutch free throws for Shania Allen, and Brookdale is down by 4. Not going to take a timeout, and then they do decide to. I thought they'd take it right after the free throw, but now Rich Brunson will huddle up the troops and draw up an opportunity to try to cut this deficit.
But right now, again, Brookdale is not acting like they're down by 3 points. They're very casually taking the ball up the floor. I'm confused why they allowed 6 seconds on that last possession for Camden to run off the clock before they committed the foul. I understand they were not quite in the double bonus, so they had to keep fouling to rack up the amount of fouls to get there. But on that last possession where you had Erico commit the foul, and I believe it was Allen, and send her to the free throw line, that was 6 seconds that Brookdale could have had, that they could have used, where now they don't. Now it's just 10.8 left. They're down by 4 at this point. So I'm just a little confused and baffled at the clock management for Brookdale.
And it's a situation now where if you aren't going to take a 3-point shot, you better get a quick 2 and then foul as quickly as you can and hope Camden, who struggles at the free throw line on the season, just 44%, misses at the line. But we'll see what Rich Brunson draws up. 49-45 Cougars, 10.8 seconds left in regulation. Erico to inbound on the far side for the Jersey Blues. Right in her face, Shania Allen. Erico gets it in for Moore. Moore the hoist for 3. It's off the side of the backboard, no good. Rebound by Balance. No foul given, or did they get Hermione Bankel at the end? They did. I believe that's going to foul her out of this game. It is.
Yeah, I think that's why Hermione Bankel hesitated, because she knew she was going to foul out. But again, I assume that was the play, and again, Ibriana Moore had a nice look, but she didn't set her feet. That's why that shot was way off. So unfortunately now for Brookdale, they're going to have to hope that both of these 2 foul shots are missed by Balance, and somehow they can get a quick score and send Camden back to the free throw line.
Otherwise, Camden will escape with a road win, their first of the season, as they'll go over the 500 mark. Free throw is good for Balance, who makes 67% of her attempts on the season. 5-point Cougar lead, 4.4 seconds to go. And they did a good job making their free throws down the stretch, as Brookdale will suffer the loss. Chakasha Andrews hoists up a 3. That's good as the buzzer sounds, but all it does is cut the margin to 3, and Brookdale will fall in this one, 51-48 the final. And just a disappointing game here. They had their moments. Both halves had spurts where they did some good things offensively, but just not enough here tonight.
I think when Brookdale looks back at this game and they really take a good look at it, they'll see 2 things. They'll see that, number one, Camden, who we talked with Coach Rotano about earlier, how they were struggling with rebounding coming into this game. That was something that they executed very well throughout the night. And number 2, Brookdale just was very sloppy early on in the first half with a lot of opportunities. You saw Chakasha Andrews, who just hit that last 3, not have a very strong night as far as that's concerned. struggled from really all over the place. Brookdale did. So it was just not a very clear night, not a very clean night at all. And I think when Brookdale looks back at this game, they'll see something that they could have won, and they could have easily have had a good game. But give credit to Camden. They definitely came out, particularly in the second half, with a lot of energy. They matched Brookdale's energy and were able to get away with this win.
And so Brookdale will get set to play their next game, which will be against Middlesex County College. And you know, you've been here watching a lot of these teams, so you can tell me more about what that matchup will entail. But you have to figure this team will make some adjustments and play a better game going forward.
Well, certainly, and like I said, I think this is an early season game. There's still a long way to go. Middlesex is not an easy game. Middlesex has always been a very tough team. Their women's team is very, very strong, so it'll definitely not be an easy game. And they'll have another week layoff, so they won't play until next Tuesday. So during the week, Coach Brunson is going to have to get his players to perform better, not so much with their shot selection, because I think a lot of it tonight was just the fact that the shots just didn't go down for Brookdale, but they're going to have to do a better job of when they pass the ball to make sure that those passes are good, clean passes. There were a lot of sloppy play, and Camden is not immune from that either. They had a lot of trouble too. The difference was they were able to recover and be able to compensate for that with other plays on the floor, particularly rebounding the ball, where they were able to make it count in the end.
And for Camden, they'll get set for their next game. It'll be another road test as they travel up to northern New Jersey and take on Passaic County College. And for Brookdale, a home defeat tonight as they lose a tight win by 3 points. And one thing you have to give credit to for Camden is, you know, last year they watched Brookdale dominate this matchup as both games completely lopsided. This one, they were tight throughout and end up escaping with the victory.
Well, I think a lot of it, and like I said, we talked about it in the first quarter, that Michelle Montefinis and Colleen Brannigan, who were two of the leaders from last year's team, they're back on the team this year, but they haven't been in the lineup. They'll be in the lineup in about a week or so, is what Coach Brunson told us. Also, Jackie Lingo from last year will be returning. Three of those players who made an impact last year on offense have not been in this lineup. So I think that's one of the reasons why you see that. But again, every time we talk about a community college play, every year it seems there's a huge turnover in the amount of players that leave. So that was something that I think that Coach Brunson is trying to work on and trying to improve upon, and certainly in practice they'll be looking for that. But I look for guys like Colleen Brannigan and Michelle Montefinis when they're back in the lineup to be able to help the Jersey Blues out. There's a lot of freshmen on this squad, and I think that right now they're just looking for a leader. They're looking for someone to help them out, and they made a lot of mistakes tonight, don't get me wrong. But to give credit to Camden, to go on Camden a little bit, like I said, they had a nice job rebounding the ball. That was something that they struggled with tremendously over the last few games, and something that they knew coming into this game they were going to have to improve upon. They did that, and that's why they got the win.
So that'll wrap it up for the first game of our doubleheader, and we'll take a break and get ready for the second game as the men's team will also host the Camden Cougars tonight. For Tim Catalfamo, I'm Brian Goudsward, and now we'll send it down courtside as we get ready for our courtside interview, or we're not yet ready to do that, so we'll keep it right. Or no, we are going to send it down. So Nico Vocatore is ready on the sideline, the third member of our broadcast team, and down we'll go to him right now.
I'm here with Coach Chip Bertano of the Camden team, and before the game we spoke, and he told me that the keys for his team would be to limit turnovers as well as play good overall team defense. Chip, how do you think your team executed your plan coming into the game?
Well, we definitely played good defense tonight. I mean, we did a lot of good things out there, keeping the ball, away from the better players for Brookdale, but we committed a few too many turnovers still, and it was a great game. I mean, they're a good team, very well coached, and they did a great job. I mean, that's a huge win for us to be able to come in here and execute the way we did.
Yeah, it's a good win, Coach, and good luck next week. Thank you.
Appreciate it.